Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Parenting Made Conscious. I am Mihaela. I am your founder and a longtime teacher, also a book author, Conscious Parenting of Your Toddler, which is on Amazon. Please check it out and also subscribe to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Also go on my website and subscribe to my free weekly newsletters. I wanted to share something with you that made me reflect a whole lot yesterday. I was at a business event. I was on the panel. It was called Women in Business. It was beautiful, a lot of brilliant women around me, and I was on the panel. It was great. But the thing that stayed with me is something that one of the women entrepreneurs said, which is she said, over the course of my life, I've helped a lot of small businesses scale up. And one of the principles that I teach every single entrepreneur, especially in the beginning of their careers, is fire fast, hire slow. And that stayed with me. Let's think about that. Fire fast, hire slow. It stayed with me not only from the perspective of business and leadership and hiring people, firing people, but really from the perspective of our own personal relationships, the relationships that matter to us a lot. From intimate relationships to friendships to coworkers, to people who we rely on, our family of origin, our extended family. And it made me reflect on this idea that we hold on to people who are not, quote unquote, doing their job. They're not doing what their job description is and what the role they signed up for in our lives, what they wanted to do for us, right? When they entered in that partnership with us, there is a point in which people decide not to show up anymore, or maybe they cannot because of their own traumas, because of their own work that they have not done yet on themselves, right? They are still maybe in victim mode, maybe they're still in powerlessness mode and helplessness, whatever the case is, codependency, all of these things. And we have such a hard time firing people from our life. Now, I know this sounds really, really harsh. And when we know that a person is no longer fulfilling their role in our lives, we have to do it gently and compassionately and with a lot of love. And sometimes that relationship can shift and morph into something else. But my point here is we tend to pretend that the problem is not there, right? So instead of firing that person, we hold on. We're holding on to that person as if miraculously overnight they haven't done something in 5 or 10 years, and overnight something is going to make them become better. That never happens, right? And we tend to waste and invest so much time, sometimes decades of our lives, holding on to people who cannot do the job anymore, whatever that is. And hear me out. I don't want to be harsh, right? That's why we have the institution of divorce. That's why we have friendships that end. That's why we sometimes cut contact with our family of origin or certain members of our family of origin. But my point here is we should do this a lot more bravely and a lot more quicker and a lot more proactively. So in the process, we are not getting hurt and our resources are not getting wasted, and neither are the time and the resources of the other person. So we tend to hire people in our lives very fast, like, oh, I like you. Okay, let's be together. Okay, we're going to do this together. We hire very fast and we don't fire fast enough. So I don't know what's going on in your own personal life, right? This is not only about a romantic situation. Again, it can be your family of origin. I have a client who had to go no contact for a while with the family of origin because they were too poisonous. So she needed to go no contact. That's called firing somebody. It's temporary. They will go back into talking to each other, but it was an emergency intervention. And that was a very smart intervention, right? Sometimes a friendship runs its course, and that's okay. It is better for us to take the time to hire people slow and fire them fast if they cannot show up in the job description or the role that they said they wanted in our lives. If they can do it, we have to empty out the space. It is better to have that space completely free and empty for a while because it is going to be filled up by someone else or by something else. And in closing, I want you all to know that I'm also guilty of this. I don't think any of us is spared by this mistake, especially us women. Men are so much more efficient at firing people than we are. We have to get better at that. And I'm holding the same standard with myself. So as I'm talking about firing fast, hiring slow, holding other people accountable, I am holding myself accountable first and foremost. And that's also my message to you. But I wanted to bring this up because I think women are too prone to hold on to people out of a sense of maternal responsibility, giving people a million chances, accommodating them, making justification of all kinds, feeling guilty, feeling like they're not enough themselves in doing enough. The self-doubt starts to creep in. There is so much stuff that's happening in a woman's head that is unnecessary. It's a waste of emotional resources. It's a waste of time. And I hope we can all be more brave when it comes to firing fast, hiring slow. See you in the next one. Leave your comment below. I want to hear from you. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Bye.